Hey, what's up, everybody, man? You are tuned into another episode of Fatherhood is Dope, the podcast. I'm your guy, Aaron McGee. Man, I have a special guest with me. If you've heard, we've been talking, you know, that we're recording this, but we've been talking, and apparently we both just got done cutting our, he just cut his hair, and I just shaved my head so that we can get on here and do this episode. But ladies and gentlemen, I have with me a special guest, Zerius Zontay. Many of you all may know him, especially if you have kids under like 12, 13, and especially in that toddler range. You all may know him as ZZ Dad from the, and check out the shirt. You all may know him as ZZ Dad from the mega YouTube channel ZZ Kids and or Goo Goo Colors. But today I am Zerius, and man, we're going to talk about it all. We're going to talk about fatherhood. We're going to talk about making Black content or content that's made by a Black family, an entire family, y'all. They got the entire squad making amazing content. We're going to talk about just the climate as it stands, man. But you already know, before I go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, then I definitely want to ask you to make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And of course, I appreciate my dedicated listeners on Apple Podcasts. I want to show love to everybody on the other platforms, but Apple, the folks who listen on Apple Podcasts, man, you guys have been rocking with me from day one. You remain consistent. I always look at the analytics and I'm seeing like where y'all are listening from. And I just want to say I appreciate it. So continue to share the podcast, like, download, subscribe, do all that stuff you do when you see something you like. You screenshot it and you send it off too. Let's get into it. So, I was about to revert, but let's just get into this thing with this whole YouTube platform. You guys have really created something that is really monumental, and I'm like, everywhere I go, like all of last year, you don't know this, so this is gonna be your first time hearing it, but everywhere I was going over like the past year and a half, I'm asking everybody and their mama, basically, like, have you guys heard of Goo Goo Colors or Goo Goo Gaga or ZZ Dad or ZZ Mom? And the people who say yes, we connect immediately and we understand. It's like a kinship, like we have a shared language, and it's kind of like been an icebreaker in so many settings that I go into with as a parent with the toddler that's 3.5 years old. So let's kind of jump into, can you explain what ZZ Kids is and what Goo Goo Colors is and what people are really missing out on?
Yeah, man. So my son, a while back, this is like 6 years ago, my son, he was on the smartphones, and smartphones, they're not like it was today, because the smartphones today are more advanced, but he was on YouTube and he was watching these videos of people opening up surprise toys, or he watched videos of nursery rhyme songs, and I could tell that these videos were homemade, and they was getting millions and millions of views, but the people that he was watching, they didn't look like him, So which isn't a problem, but at the time there wasn't a lot of representation on the platform. So we had created ZZ Kids TV, and we wanted to showcase a family working together. At the time, we did surprise toys, so we wanted to show people around the world a father and son interaction and surprising my son with these toys. So that's what we did. We had created a giant toy box. A giant toy box was like 8 feet wide and 9 feet tall, and I had decorated the toy box according to the theme. So if it was a Iron Man toy box, I painted like an Iron Man. It was a Hulk toy box, I painted as a Hulk. But I just wanted to show the interaction and the love of father and son, and I wanted to display it and present it to the world that we're not criminals. We have this whole negative image, this whole negative Black image, that media, other media outlets portray and social interactions, portray, but we're more than that. So I just wanted to capture that on video, and our brand has expanded from that now. So ZZ Kids TV, right now we have my wife on the videos, and my other sons, they grew, and it, so right now ZZ Kids TV, we work together as a family to solve mysteries in our home, or we film our family vacations, and take our fans with us, because there's kids, just like me when I was growing up. There's kids that don't have a father. There's kids that don't have a mother. There's kids that are unable to travel and have that positive social interaction, man. So we created ZZ Kids TV so that the kids can have a way. ZZ Kids TV and Goo Goo Colors. We create those channels so kids can have a way to escape, um, you know, uh, abuse at home, or just have a way to just escape and join us in our adventures. Goo Goo Colors.
Let me ask you this before. So you laying out the platform, but this may sound like, for me or somebody that's involved in media or content creation, it sounds like this is what you do. But can you give us some context as to, like, man, what's your background? Like, did you study communication? Did you study media? You're talking about you're building and painting boxes. Like, did you take what's the Woodsmith class in high school? Like, what's your background? What do you do?
Man, I was like, before all this, man, I was a band director. I studied music education at Tennessee State University.
Okay. So listen, I was gonna bring this out, but I'm just letting it unfold, man, because we got that TSU love. So shout out to HBCU, shout out to TSU, and I can't move forward. I want to give a shout out to the big homie, big boy AJ, because apparently y'all like band brothers or something, right?
Yeah. So he played tuba at TSU, and he's Silver Thunder, and I played tuba at TSU, and I'm Silver Thunder. I believe he was. I believe he was in school when I was in school, but he wasn't in the band when I was in the band. But I saw him around, so he always showed me love, man. So big shout outs to that big bruh. Big shout outs to him.
Yeah, that's everyone has the same thing, same story about AJ. Always showing love, man. Okay, yeah. So AJ, you got your love right there, man. We giving you your flowers right now. Appreciate it. All right, so you studied you said music education, or you were music education. Yeah, so how does a band director, transition to this space of creating content around kids? So I understand your why, but let's get into like the how. How do you like build out this platform, or start having these ideas to, like, this is what's appealing to people?
Man, I was a band director, man, and as a former teacher, we don't really make much money, man. I think I was making maybe 22 a year, and I had a growing family. I can't complain, because we had the income was nice. I was able to pay bills. I was able to pay for my wife's education, put food on the table. We took vacations, but our vacation was visiting family from other states.
Yeah.
But I wanted to supplement our income, man. And once I discovered that you can earn money on YouTube, I wanted to contribute to the platform, even though I didn't know anything about filming. I didn't know anything about editing videos. I didn't know how to make cartoons. What I did know is that there's educational videos on the platform, and right now we live in a day of information. Like, you don't have to go to a library now and stroll through the book catalogs to find books, and go through table of contents and find information. Like, information is here now. You know what I'm saying? So everything that I'm doing right now on YouTube, I learned from YouTube. I learned from watching videos on YouTube on how to operate a camera, how to edit videos, what's the best program to use to edit videos, how to create animation. Man, I created animation. I didn't know how to create that stuff, man. I didn't know how to edit videos. We had bought a camera from a guy off of Craigslist for $400, man, and I didn't even know how to use the camera, man. I was intimidated because it had so many buttons and gadgets and stuff. So I had to learn all that stuff, man, and I learned it from YouTube.
Yeah, man. Now you know the average YouTuber, including myself, and average YouTuber, we're out here watching like, man, okay, that sounds like the track. It sounds like the YouTube track that I'm on, or the same videos that I'm watching. But just for my content creators that's watching, for the YouTubers that's watching, what do you think really set you apart? Do you think is it just about the content? Is it a matter of you putting in other infrastructure? Well, I'm not trying to get too technical, but just as some encouragement for even dads, because I follow a lot of dads on YouTube who they're creating content, and I'm doing it like this. I'm waving my hand for those of y'all who are listening, because I think it's like 50-50. Because like for me, I take my podcast and I convert it to YouTube. And then there are some dads that create content specifically for YouTube. And because they have the same goal and agenda of showing different faces and images of fatherhood. And particularly, I'm talking about Black dads too.
Right.
Because when you Google fatherhood on, I don't know how these SEOs work, but you know, it's not a lot of our faces that rise to the top. Um, but you know, what do you think did it for you all, in terms of kind of like breaking several ceilings that we can get into, but at least breaking through like that first barrier where you start to see your first wave of what you would classify as success on YouTube?
Man, I have to say it's my upbringing and my background and that work ethic. Dude, I was standing up 24 hours, and I didn't realize that I was standing up 24 hours until last year. And I thought back, like, dude, I was standing up 24 hours editing videos and learning this stuff. You know,
Wow.
it's the consistency, man. It's the discipline. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw the vision. I wanted this so bad, and I focus on making that vision a reality. And I did what I had to do, man. I turned when I was driving to school, I turned the radio off and I was listening to videos, what I'm saying, on how to do stuff, and when I got home, so I implemented those things. I did a lot of research and I stayed consistent. You know what I'm saying? I identified the top players on the platform, and I figured out, okay, what are they doing that is working, and what are they not doing? So I can add value onto the platform so that I can be unique on the platform, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
We stay consistent. We innovated a lot of techniques that you guys see come from the kids space. A lot of the techniques, the visual effects, the banners. Um, we started a lot of that.
Yeah. All right. So I'm about to pivot here in a second, but before I do that, and we're gonna dive in deeper to the YouTube space. But I'm glad that you started to then you switch from what you did to what we did, because I think the unique thing about your position and the ZZ Kids TV and Goo Goo Colors is that you've literally, like I said at the top, you literally brought your entire family along. Like, like when you turn on any of your channels, you're gonna see your wife. Is her name Symphony?
Symphony. Uh-huh.
You're gonna see her. You're gonna see the boys. Like everybody is like all hands on deck. It's a full out production. I mean, I hadn't even gotten into. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. But it's a full out production. So how do you do all this and bring your family along? Like, what was that process like? Like,
It took a while. It took a while for, cause my wife, she didn't want the boys, and she didn't want herself on the internet.
mm-hmm.
So initially it was me and my oldest son doing the videos, and my youngest son, not my youngest son, my middle son, Xavier. He saw his brother doing the videos, and he saw his cousins, my little cousins. I had my little cousins on the videos too. He saw them doing the videos, and he wanted to do the videos as well. And I told him no at the time, because he was like 2 or 3. But he saw that influence and he wanted to do it, and that's Goo Goo Gaga. And my wife, once I pleaded and begged, and I stopped teaching um, she joined in the shows as well, and it just blew up from there. It just blew up. You know, once I had my wife involved in the videos, and my middle son, because at the time he wasn't in school. Zerius, he was in school, so I was at home, and I wanted to continue to do videos. And my wife, she was at home, and my middle son, he was at home, and we just had a baby, and they was at home, and we just started creating videos, man. But it starts with the dynamic with the family first. It starts with that love that we have as a family, and it shows in our videos.
Yeah. So let me pivot for a second. I noticed that, from social media, I follow you on Instagram. I follow you. I respect you because you post on Facebook. I respect you because so many people, they so disrespectful to Facebook, man. It's like they like that's another community or whatever. I'm like, man, y'all need to stop tripping. Like, Facebook is still a hot place to be. It's like yeah, now my mom and both my grandparents are on Facebook, but so many other people are too. And so a lot of people they abandon like posting in the stories in terms of like real relevant stuff. But I was watching your Facebook page, man, and I noticed that you've been flexing on Facebook a lot lately. Uh, and I'm all into, and by flexing, I mean in terms of lifting weights and things. So, man, what you got going on, man? Because I see you pumping serious iron. I try to do my thing, but I don't know, like some of them dumbbells I've seen you lift, like I really don't want to have anything to do with those. So what you got going on? What's the goal?
Man, my wife inspired me, man. When she was pregnant with Xavier, Goo Goo Gaga, she was in a lot of pain. And before, man, we was eating at buffets like it was going out of style. I was pushing over 300 pounds. And I remember us walking, and after 5 minutes, what I'm saying, I noticed my breathing, and that never happened before. So I said, if my wife is pregnant and she's in pain, that the least I can do is work out. What I'm saying? The least I can do is work out, so that, just because I get in an altercation and have to protect my family, what I'm saying, I don't want to be all sluggish and weak and stuff, because I got a growing family. So my wife inspired me to work out, man. And I've been working out since my son was born. He's about to be 7 years old. But when my band parents, they was watching Sean T Insanity videos, and I saw the infomercials, and I told her that I wanted to start working out, and I wanted to start losing weight. And she had made me a copy of the videos, and that first workout session, man, I pressed pause like I don't know how many times, dude, because that video is the beast, man. But I lost a lot of weight, lost over 180 pounds.
Wow.
After that first 2 years, and I had bought some weights from Craigslist, and the 25. I started with 25-pound dumbbells, and dude, it was hard. It was hard to curl a 25-pound dumbbell, man. I just kept that over the years, man, and put on a decent size from there. But I try to stay consistent with it, man, because I just want to be fit, what I'm saying, because I want to be interactive with my sons. It's not really encouraged in our community, man, to go jogging. It's not really encouraged in our community to work out. It's not really encouraged in our community to eat healthy, man. And I just want to show people that no matter where you come from, man, it's important for you get your health in check. It's important for you to work out and eat healthier. What I'm saying, so that you can live as long as you can, and be physically fit, and so you can play with your kids. Because I don't want to be the father that's sitting down watching the kids running around. I want to join in. I want to join in the fun.
Yeah, man, I think that's important. I mean, you said some key stuff there, especially when I think about as a dad, I think about these 3 P's that fathers or, men should be responsible for, but especially fathers. And that's the protector, the provider, and the priest of your home. So you're going to cover your house in prayer or whatever you believe in. You're going to provide. You talk about you got into YouTube to supplement some income. And then even just talking about this element of, being physically fit and, putting on some muscle in case you have to, you get into altercation, you have to protect your family. So that's relevant. And I just really want to show how those elements really come in and they play a role in fatherhood. You talking about them in a real subtle way, but it's worth like highlighting because like, I mean, dads, men who are listening, the men who want to be fathers, you know, it's not that you have to it's not that you have to wear this banner every day, but there is this expectation. Like your wife may not say it to you. Like you didn't say that she made you do it. You said she inspired you to, you seeing what she's going through and that it ignites something in you to say, man, let me do my part. And it's like, you got something else in you. How much weight did you say you lost over this?
Over 80 or over like 180 pounds at the time.
180 pounds. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I got mad respect for you. In doing that, let me ask you, like, how do you find it challenging? So you are, I mean, you guys really are a corporation. You're a family business, but I mean, you guys are like the Zontays Incorporated, you know what I'm saying? But in running your family business, which is a huge blessing. So I just want to say shout out to you. I'm super proud of you for that. But do you find it, no problem, of course. Do you find it challenging or difficult to find that time for you, even whether it's to work out or I don't know, maybe when I look at your channel, like y'all recording stuff or y'all the type of content you put out it literally stretches from waking up in the morning to how you make your bed to brushing your teeth to like breakfast, lunch, dinner to shopping for food to shopping for toys to shopping for clothes to going to so and so's birthday party and then winding the night down. So when I'm looking at you guys are really kind of taking this entire day in the life situation and you're breaking it off into segments that teach kids and sometimes parents, how to navigate with each other. So in doing all of that, and you're doing the main editing and shooting, and I don't know if you have a team now, but at least I know you're still the creative director at the end of the day. So in doing all of that, how are you carving out time for yourself, even just to curl some dumbbells?
Man, I appreciate you asking that question, man, because it's a very important question, man. Early on, my oldest son, he's 10, but at the time, with me editing videos and filming and coming up with the stories and being a band director on top of that, and working out, there were several times when my son came to me and said, "Daddy, can you do this? Daddy, can you play the video game?" And I told my son, "Not right now, son. Dad is working. Dad is working." Now, with him being 10, and I look back on some of those moments that I missed, it's very important that we carve out that time to spend with our kids. We carve out that time to spend with our significant other because time is short, man. Time goes by so fast, especially kids. Kids, they change, their looks change, their personalities change. So every second, every moment is important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now, we don't do much work. We have a team. We built a system where it doesn't take us all day to film videos. We have an editor. We got script writers and things like that. So now, and also with the YouTube, it's part residual and part passive. So we get an income for videos that we created 5 years ago. But I wake up early in the morning. I wake up early in the morning and I work out. And at the time when we had our routines, I'll wake up, I'll work out, then I'll create the stories for the video, and that'll take an hour. Then another hour will be spent in filming the video, and that's it. And I send the videos off to my editor, and she edit the videos, and all the rest of the time is spent with the family. But I can do better, man. I can do better with spending time with the boys, even though I'm here with them 24/7.
Yeah.
And I'm not perfect, you know what I'm saying? But it's very important that we realize why we're doing this. We realize, okay, the reason why I'm working is so that my family can have. The reason why I'm working is so that I can make a better life for my kids, a better life for my family. But we also got to not to forget to spend time with your kids, spend time with your wife, spend time with your kids. And early on, like I said, there have been a couple times where I told my son, not now, Dad is working.
Yeah.
And I wish I can take that back and relive those moments, of playing a video game with my son. Not saying not saying I don't spend time with my kids. I spend a significant amount of time with my kids, but early on, I did say that a whole lot.
Let me ask you this, because when I watch your family, man, I'm like, man, these kids, they're like the new is YouTube, and your kids are like the new child stars, the new era of child stars. When you think about a Raven Simone or a Raven comes to mind, or like the Olsen twins, you know what I'm saying? Like we grew up with them, and you put your family out there, and your kids are really like the star of the platform. Um, and so, like, what type of how do you all prepare for, how they manage themselves in their teens, or, what this opened their minds up for in terms of how they see them doing business or choosing careers or deciding to go to college, or just understanding that, hey, because of what we do as a family, we have a greater level of accountability and responsibility. How does that work in this world now, where kids are literally becoming stars off of YouTube based on what their family created, not some network, not some production studio, but my family built this together, and they put me in a position to be the leading face, the starring face.
Yeah, yeah. So our big thing is we're not just a family, we're a team. And everything that we do, we work together to uplift each other and also build economically. My sons know that we are working to own and control. We're working to build and own our own. So that's important for us to teach the boys that through our real estate and through our media company, to invest our earnings into appreciating assets that grow and appreciate over time. Family wealth. My son, not the other day, but I remember last year, my son said that he wanted to work, he wanted a job, and I told my son, you don't want a job, you want to own the jobs and provide jobs to people in your community. You want to have ownership, because that's not, we're not taught that. I wasn't taught that when I was growing up. I wasn't taught to own and control. I was taught to go to high school and work a job and retire after 51 years old. But we're about ownership and owning control, and we're teaching our boys that through real estate. We're teaching our boys that through the media company.
Yeah, that's powerful, man. I love it. I love it, man. I want us all to be in the space that the Zontays are in, honestly. And, it looks different. I think there's different levels to what you guys are doing, but, to be in a position where you can not just teach your sons, your boys that, but you can show them that. And,
That's right.
and you and your wife, you guys have put your family in a position where you're not just talking the talk, but you're walking it out. And then you give them the opportunity to have these hands-on experiences. So they see that their labor and their intellect and their creativity brings about income, revenue. Oh, and by the way, man, the house is nice, man.
Appreciate it, man. I'm trying to get the
Nice. Why you trying to show off all these arches and stuff, man? We got arches.
I'm trying to get the computer charged, man. So my computer went down.
No. So let me kind of just segue here. I mean, I got so much going on, but I was trying to keep it above the fray. But let me crack the can open and tell you that we abused you all like last year at some point. So my daughter Journey is 3, but between like this like 1.5 space and like up to date, man, we leveraged you all so much because when she tapped into Goo Goo Gaga, it was a wrap. It was like it was a wrap. She loved it. It was like top to morning. So we had to, you have to wean these kids off the iPads and phones. We put them on it, and then we also have to get them back off. But she was just like so crazy, and still is in a large way. But now she's really into princess gowns. So, um, but anyway, for the longest, man. First of all, you guys taught her so much, and I can talk about that. But we leveraged you guys whenever we wanted her to do something. We'd be like, we'll say, Goo Goo Journey, will you do this for Goo Goo Dad? Like Goo Goo Journey, I need you to, to eat all of your vegetables, and Goo Goo Dad is gonna be really happy. So I became Goo Goo Dad, my wife became Goo Goo Mom, and she was for sure Goo Goo Journey. And so you guys gave us this language and you guys modeled this behavior and this lifestyle that we leveraged in my household to really get things done with my daughter. And so like one episode, of course, I think about is, because you guys have this dynamic of kind of showing kids like wrong ways and right ways to do stuff. This brushing your teeth, and I always think about making a bed. You show them like, this is what a bed looks like when it's not made up, and this is what it looks like when it is made up. This is, if I'm doing a bad example, don't worry, I'm gonna put a YouTube. Y'all go and watch the video. But then you show them, and so we watch those videos with Journey, and so now Journey has an understanding of what her bed looks like when it's made up. She's a little obsessive with it now because it's like now it has to be perfect. But I really did and do appreciate the life lessons and responsibilities that she's 3 now, but she was picking this stuff up when she was 1.5 from watching your content. And I really appreciate you guys doing that and then allowing your kids to model that behavior. It's no surprise to me why you guys have upwardly. Can you drop those numbers? I've read in the article last night. What's your YouTube numbers in terms of the subscribers, either on both pages, individual? What are you looking like?
So we have about 4 channels, and across all the channels we have little over 7 million subscribers across all the channels, and a little over 3 billion views across all those channels. And the bulk of the views are on Goo Goo Colors. Goo Goo Colors has 5.2 million subscribers, and pushing 3 billion views on just that channel alone.
Yeah, so that's really on some like network stuff. I was reading one article. They was like, you guys are just shy of Nickelodeon's numbers on YouTube, which is insane. So if you're shy of Nickelodeon numbers, I know you're like beasting some other networks that are on the YouTube space. And this is coming from a family that decided that they want to put their own content out on you, literally built this from the ground up. In this article, so here's the interesting thing. All right, so, we put Journey, we let her watch YouTube, but of course, like most parents, we putting all the parameters on, and I'm getting her on YouTube Kids. And I noticed this, but I read the article this week, so I want you to speak to this if you can. But I would go and put her on YouTube Kids. So she would watch Goo Goo Gaga on my phone or my wife's phone or one of our tablets, and we would be on YouTube, but we're there with her and everything. But if I'm sitting over here doing work and I have her on YouTube Kids back there, I realized that we could never get Goo Goo Gaga on YouTube Kids. So then I would have to go through this process of putting her back on YouTube, which I didn't like because then I would have to put all the parameters on my personal YouTube in order for my daughter to watch it. I thought that was strange. I couldn't figure that out. I was like, this search engine thing sucks. I can't pull up Goo Goo Gaga on YouTube Kids. I'm reading the article this week as I'm getting ready to have the conversation with you, and I'm like, mine is blown. And I realized that I was not crazy. I realized that because my patience can be short when I'm trying to like do this quick, and I just gave up. I'm like, if she wants to watch Goo Goo Gaga, I just got to go to YouTube. I can't find it on YouTube Kids. I'm sure it's there. Of course it's there. And then I read the article and I realize that there's this conversation going around. I don't know if it's just you. If you give me some clarity, but I don't know if it's just around Black creators or Black content, or if it was just the situation that applied to you guys. But just thinking about the climate and the culture that we're in, with, we're talking about just equality across the board. And you guys, I know you guys had the shirts. I think did they say Black Entertainment Matters?
Black Entertainment Matters.
Black Entertainment Matters. So can you speak to that, like the challenges? So you guys, upwardly almost 7 million followers, billions of views on YouTube, and you are making content specifically for kids. So basically, you guys are a huge player. It's not easy. If you don't see you, then that means you're trying not to see you. You're trying not to see Goo Goo Colors if you click on YouTube and you don't see it. That's because that's an effort. So with all of this, and then you go to the kids version of YouTube Kids, and you guys don't have a footprint or a place on there. So can you just tell me about that, man? As best you can. Help me get some clarity.
Yeah, like I said earlier, man, we're teaching our boys the importance of ownership, owning and controlling your own, so you can empower others. Because there's certain people that's on this planet that don't want us to be all that we can be, and they try to prevent us from doing that because they own and control the things that we are trying to be part of. They own the tables that we're trying to have a seat at. So it's important for us, or me, to display that, no matter where you come from, you can own, you can control. And with YouTube Kids, people that's have important roles have decided to delete majority of the Black creators off of the Kids app, if not all. And we have been going back and forth with YouTube over a year now. We was on the Kids app. We was receiving 150 million views off the Kids app on Goo Goo Colors alone. ZZ Kids was receiving around 94 million views off of the Kids app. In 2019, we received 0 views. And to be honest, I didn't even know that we wasn't on the app. We had our parents emailed us and said, why are you guys not on the app? I don't know. Then I talked to some of my fellow Black creators, and they said, yeah, we're not on the Kids app either. And we're one of the top YouTubers on the platform. Why we're not on the platform, but you got these other families that have less views, you got these other families that have less subscribers, you got these other families that are being inspired by our content and using some of our elements in their videos, and they on the Kids app. Why we not on the Kids app? We didn't get no explanation on why we was taken off. We didn't get an explanation why we was taken off, and they put us back on the Kids app after we had created a video, after we had spoke out and exposed the Kids app that they're not promoting Black families on the home page of the Kids app. You got all these other families that's on Kids app that's being promoted. When you do see a Black face, you got to scroll a long time before you even see a Black face. But when you do see a Black face, it's up mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
So, we made some noise. We created a video. We posted on ZZ Kids about what's going on with the Kids app. And when I was talking to Bloomberg, they was going back and forth with YouTube, and YouTube said the reason why they deleted us is because we had videos of kids binging on junk food, and we had videos of kids being in distress. And I said, man, no, we don't.
That's a reach. That's
Oh, that's a lie, man.
reach. Yeah, it's okay. You gonna call it what it is. It's
right.
a lie. Yeah.
So what I did, I said, okay, so y'all want to do that? I told them not only is it a lie, but there's creators on the Kids app, the top creators on the Kids app that are binging on junk food, that are showing kids in distress, and they are on the Kids app. So if we did do that, which we did not, Goo Goo Colors, we don't show kids binging on junk food. We talk about how to eat healthy. We talk about what foods not to eat and foods you should be eating. You know, on ZZ Kids TV, we work together as a family to solve mysteries in our home. We don't show kids in distress or crying, but there's top creators, several top creators on the Kids app that are showing kids in distress. The Boo Boo song, for example, there's a song on YouTube called the Boo Boo song. The Boo Boo song is about a kid getting hurt. Either they fell off their bike or they fell off the swing and they bumped their elbow or they hurt themselves. And they go to their mom or dad and say, "Mama, I made a boo boo," and they're crying. And the mom put a Band-Aid on them. That's showing kids in distress. Mm-hmm. You got other kids. You got other creators. I'm just saying, Blimpy, for example, that's showing. He got a video of it's called a pizza song or something like that, where he takes different pizzas and he got a bunch of gummy worms and he putting gummy worms and cereal on the pizza and eating it. That's binging junk food, right?
Yeah.
But he got kids out. Ryan, same thing. Ryan got some videos. The gummy versus food challenge, where he has a table of these gigantic gummy candies, and he's eating it. Versus, and he also has next to it like the real version of the gummy. So he have a gummy hamburger and a real hamburger, and his dad and himself, they're eating it. That's binge junk food, right?
Yeah.
They on the Kids out. Why are we not on the Kids out?
Yeah.
And we don't show that.
Yeah, it's some questionable stuff on YouTube Kids, honestly. But to not see you guys up there, it was originally it was just it wasn't disappointing originally because I just thought that it was my era. Like you still don't know how to navigate YouTube. When after reading the article, it was disheartening, and I was actually on the phone with my brother. And I was reading him parts of the article, and I sent him the article. And I was like, man, this is like absolutely ridiculous. It's almost like, this is gonna be a horrible example, but it's like taking your star quarterback or a really good one and benching them. Or it's like, taking the lead vocalist and making them sing background, or and I think it actually was more disappointing, honestly, just because a platform like YouTube, it's like everybody's on YouTube. It's a free, I don't want to say, it's kind of a free fall. Like you get in where you fit in, and in many ways, I mean, yes, there's algorithms, yes, there's SEOs, and there's effort behind. It's a science too, but also the views determine, or because of the views, they are the indicator of if my content is being received. And it's almost like the deciding factor, but to hear that happened, it's kind of challenging. And I know it looks like from the article that they did put you all back on the app, on the YouTube Kids, but I don't know. Do you consider that as being resolved, or like No,
it's not. It's not.
Because you don't have answers. Because you don't know why they put you back.
They didn't give us no explanation on why they took us off. They didn't give an explanation for anything. They just put us back on. So it's me, my family's content's back on the platform. Honest Kids, their content's back on the platform.
And not all Black content creators.
These are Black content creators. They put us back on the Kids app. Some of us, they put some of us on there. Me, my family. Honest Kids, and Nine Ellie. The two channels that I listed in the petition, they put us back on the Kids app, but there's other families, there's other black families that were on the Kids app, and they're not back on the Kids app. And on top of that, on the homepage of the Kids app, they're not promoting, like I said, they're not promoting black families. They're
You got
promoting
like page 3 and 6.
yes.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, man, because what do you say? Is there any encouragement or is there any call to action, whether it's directly to like a YouTube platform or particularly, I'm thinking about black dad content creators who listen to my podcast. You know, what would you say to them in a moment like this? One dad specifically comes to mind as I know that he's working with his toddler son and he's really intentional and passionate about building content and showing the day in the life of, and he's on a successful track. So what type of, is there encouragement you can say to him? Is there any call to action you would give to him?
As far as the direction of content, I would say focus on content that display family. Don't focus on content that's focusing on kids because recently this year, YouTube violated COPA laws, and they received YouTube received a 175 million fine because they were serving ads on children's videos, and in order to serve ads, personalized ads, you have to track data, and tracking data goes against COPA laws. So now the kids vertical, you're not making as much money on the kids vertical because advertisers are not being advertised on videos as much because of the COPA laws. So the kids content is not being served personalized ads so that they can be in compliant with the COPA laws. So if you focus on family content, that's a general audience versus focus on kids content, which is specifically for kids. You have a better shot in making income and possibly growing on the platform. Because right now on kids content, there's no end screen cards, there's no comments. You know, in the past, it was easy for us. I won't say easy, but it was easier for us to cross promote channels and grow channels because we had those end screen cards. So once a child or parent watching the video, we have other videos for them to watch, and those other videos will be from different channels that we own. Now you don't have that. You don't have the end screen cards. So it's more challenging now. I believe in the kid space. If you're starting off new, it's more challenging. So I focus on family.
Yeah. Is there I'm pushing back on, is there a call to action? Like, you know, how do, even myself, you know, my YouTube channel, it ain't popping yet, but I have goals for YouTube. You know, I have a vision to do, you know, very similar to what you described in terms of supplementing income. And I'm a content creator. I love doing this stuff. I'm going to do this regardless. I'm on Apple Podcasts, but, you know, I'm also a part of that group that's converting my podcast, you know, putting it on YouTube so that other people, so that the YouTube community can have access to it. And so just, I guess, for Black content creators in general, you know, what could we do something, or is there something we could have done that, you know, would come into alignment with what you and your family have done to make sure that Black content, Black entertainment matters and that it gets the type of support that it deserves, especially when it's good?
Yeah, like I said, you know, the kid space, you know, is more challenging now. But there's other Black creators. There's a lawsuit right now against YouTube because it's not just our situation. Huh?
Is it a class action lawsuit?
It's a class action lawsuit against YouTube from other Black creators that are in a different niche than me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just the kids. It's not just the kids vertical. It's across the board where they are showing discrimination with Black creators. So like I said before, it's important for us to start owning and controlling our own stuff instead of trying to have a seat somewhere that we're not wanted. Yeah. We make our own tables, and we make our own. Matter of fact, we don't make the tables. We make the we had the manufacturers that make the tables for us to have a seat at. So right now, I'm in the process of creating my own OTT. So we want to have our own
OTT? Tell us what an OTT is.
uh, over the top something. I forgot. Over the top television. I can't remember the acronym, but basically, it's streaming content through the internet.
Okay.
So Netflix is a OTT. Roku is a OTT. So we're working on building an OTT where kids and families can download an app from the App Store through Samsung Android devices and Apple devices, as well as on Fire Stick TV, the smart TVs. We have an app on there for parents to download. And this whole situation inspired me to invite other families to be a part of this OTT, so that we have our own content, we have our own platform where parents can download. But as far as like starting off, to be honest, I can't really give you a good solid answer on that, man, because right now we got COVID-19, and on top of COVID-19, we got this race war. So we got this race war that's been here for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So they're making things harder for us, man. So I don't really have a solid answer for that, man.
Yeah, no, it's all love, man. Well, first of all, I appreciate this conversation, man. I think it's relevant. The goal is always to highlight fatherhood, but I think, man, you are in a unique situation, a unique position where you really built something sustainable, something that is credible, and I think that so many of us, we don't get to say this to you all the time. We may write it in the comments, but honestly, you got billions of views. I don't care what you say, you can't read all those comments, But we want, you probably click like on all of them. But we want to, this is a great opportunity, man, to hear your voice, and what you truly represent and what your family represents is like this new, I don't want to call it a new American dream, or this new wave of being able to, you guys have created a sustainable model. I'm not all in your business, but you can arbitrarily do some YouTube numbers, being like, something, you got billions of views, there's money associated with it, with advertising. And so you guys have created a lifestyle, man, that is sustainable, that you all are a team, you're doing this stuff together. And I think that you all are a great model for what families can look like now when they work together as a unit. It doesn't have to be so traditional. You're at the house all the time with your families. You're rocking your own brand right now, the ZZ Kids TV, you know what I mean? Y'all doing the thing, man. And I know, like you said, you're not stopping down. You're building out the OTT and teaching your kids about ownership. Like,
that's right.
I mean, listen, I look up to you. Like, I'm really probing. Look, hey y'all, for all my listeners, this may be the most selfish podcast I've done. Like, I'm trying to get the secret, y'all. I'm trying to get the sauce.
I appreciate that, man, because you mentioned about the comments. For a while, it was all about seeing the numbers, because we don't have like the interaction with our fans. You know what I'm saying? So all we see is like the numbers, and when we do have the comments, we read them, and that means a lot to us to have those comments. But when we go out in the public and we see people and they come up to us and they say, we love you guys. My kids watch your videos. You have done this, you have done that. That means everything to us. That means everything. We had a meet and greet back in 2018, and dude, I don't know how many times I cried, man, just to see actual real faces and parents that come to us and say, man, your content has done this. My son has autism, and he wasn't speaking before, but now he's saying words. Or one story was the parent was about to eat pizza, and the child told the parent, "Goo Goo Mom, is pizza healthy?" Mm-hmm. And she said, "No, like that means everything to us, man." And we all about serving, so we're all about serving our communities, man. I donate money to TSU, You know, we working on our real estate business. You know, we helping people that are in need right now.
Yeah.
You know, the employment rate right now is sky high. You know, and people are needing help. You know what I'm saying? And they're about to lose their house. And the bank, they're not gonna give you any money. You know, they're gonna throw you out the house. So we helping families that way as well. So we want to be a beacon, and we want to serve people, and we want to show people that you can be all that you can be, no matter your background, no matter where you come from, no matter your skin color. For a long time, one of the phrases I used to hate hearing was black folks can't do that, or that's for white folks.
Mm-hmm.
We can be all we can be.
Yeah.
Have all you can have, as long as you truly believe in that, and see it here. I saw it here first.
Yeah.
And I didn't stop until I made it a reality. And I didn't let anyone stop me. I had tunnel vision for a while, and you have to have tunnel vision. You got to focus on that one thing. You got to focus on that one thing and execute, and learn. People think that you have to go to a classroom to get information. You got information right here. Instead of throwing taking your thumb and going through Facebook, learn something new, and believe that you can have it despite your skin color, despite your background, despite your current income. You know what I'm saying? You can be all you can be. You can have all you can be. You know what I'm saying? We're part of this universe. We're part of this universe. Right now, we are on a rock, spinning in mid-air. You got stars and stuff everywhere. You got animals and wildlife and plants. We come from all that. We come from the. We are part of that. We are part of greatness. You don't have to be a particular skin color to be great and have greatness, but you gotta believe that. You gotta believe in that. You gotta believe in that, and you gotta apply yourself. And don't allow outside influencers to tell you what you can and can't do. Believe in it. Believe wherever you want to achieve. Believe it's for you. Believe that you are worthy of having it, and execute. But that's real, man. That's real. And for a while, it took me a while to have that mindset, because for a while I allow outside influencers to manipulate my thoughts, and what I can and can't do, until I believe in myself, and not only believe in myself, but put it into action, put it into work, and discipline myself. I didn't allow sleep, I didn't allow food, I didn't allow anyone to get in the way of that vision. And I focused on that one thing. I focused on learning how to operate a camera. And once I figured out how to operate the camera, I focused on how to edit videos. I focused on learning SEO. You know what I'm saying? I focused on learning metadata. I focused on that one thing, and I executed. And I didn't let sleep. I didn't let excuses. I didn't let people. I didn't let family members. I didn't let colleagues that thought I couldn't do it keep me from doing it, because I believed in myself. I believed in it. I saw it. I saw it here, and I made it. And I made it come to pass.
Man, just for those who are listening, as best you can you give, so for the aspiring YouTuber, aspiring dad out there, like, can you contextualize in your own way how everything you just said, like the time that you put in, the skill sets that you developed and started to master for this new craft, this wasn't your background, but you establishing a business. Can you, in some ways, contextualize what the benefit has looked like for you? And not just in the financial perspective, but like what type of position has that type of effort and intentionality put your family in? Because I wanna try to contextualize it for folks. They're like, well, I don't know, he's just talking, or okay, they got a YouTube channel, um, and they may not understand like what this has done. And I don't know your family dynamics prior to you and your wife coming together, but like this could have you could be the first one. You know, the majority of us we first generation college students, but what has this done? What type of position has this put you and your family in?
Man, it allowed us to have time wealth. It allowed us
Say that again.
not it allowed us to have time wealth, an abundance of time, because we have the time to help other people. We have the time to do the things that we love to do. We have the time to spend as a family. You know, time wealthy. I have the time to focus on things that brings me joy. I have the time to build on real estate. And not only that, man, it allowed me and my wife to change other family trees, because people know us, people see us. I'm a black man. I'm proud to be a black man all the way. I come from, you know what I'm saying, I come from the bottom, literally. Born in projects, and people see that, and people know that. And they're saying, Zerius can do it. I graduated with a 1.2 GPA in high school. Not because I was stupid, because I was playing, joking around, fighting. You know what I'm saying? Gang member. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for being in a band, I don't know where I'd be. If it wasn't for my band directors, I don't know where I'd be. So it allowed me to not only talk the talk, but walk the walk, for other people to see that they can do it too. And it's changing other family trees. Not my friends and stuff. They're spending more time with their kids. They're spending more time with their wives. They're wanting to invest. They wanting to own. For a while, when I was on, you know what I'm saying, when I was growing up, my son's age, those late night infomercials, the people didn't look like me. They didn't look like me. People say go to school and get a degree, but when I look outside the door, I see gang members. You know what I'm saying? I see you know, all those other things in the inner city. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that black men weren't being in family, because we've been family, we've been great fathers for a long time, but we didn't control the narrative. We couldn't control the narrative. Other people was controlling the narrative for us. So us being in the position that we are in now, we're showing the world that you can be all you can be, despite where you come from.
Man, I gotta put a period right there, man, because brother, I appreciate you, man. I mean, I can sit here and listen all day. I told you, I'm selfish when it comes to this podcast. Like, you know, I do it for the listeners, but then I get into this elusive state of like, you just start speaking into my soul, you know, black man to black man, you know, husband to husband, father to father, uh, alum to alum. You know what I'm saying? You know, there are a lot of connections here. One, but it just resonates in a different way. And I didn't say anything while you were talking because I wanted all of the listeners to be able to grasp that just like I did, because it's inspiration, it's something to strive for, it's hope. And I think every father, regardless of where they are on the spectrum, you know, single, divorced, stepfather, you know, married, that wherever you are on the spectrum, I know it's all of our hopes to want a better, brighter future for our kids and subsequently our family, for those dads who are a part of a family unit. So that was powerful, man. I just got to stop you there, man. I can feel like I can listen to you all day. And it's ironic enough because I can see your type. Like, you know, you got all this wisdom and all this experience. And I'm not even sure how many times you get to have outlets like this to do it. But I'm just in here like, man, we definitely need either the ZZ Dad channel, or we need the book, or we need the podcast from you or something. And when you do either one of those, hit me up, because I just want to just let me hold on to the coattail just a little.
I appreciate that, man, and that's inspiring to me, man. That's inspiring to me, man, because I do want to get that story out, you know, and I've been talking to my wife. You know, we're thinking about creating another channel where we highlight our family and we show our struggles. You know what I'm saying? We show what we are trying to build, and we just show us as real people, man. Because you know, Goo Goo Colors, you know, that's imagination. You know, ZZ Kids TV, you know, that's part imagination. Besides the vacations and things like that. But I want to show the raw us, and I want to give the game. You know, so I want to give the game,
You just gave a
and I
part of
want,
it here.
huh?
I said you just gave a part of it here for sure.
Absolutely, man. And we just started another business. We opened up a publishing company, so we're going to have books, children books that's going to come out for kids. That's coming soon. And I do want to write a book about my life. You know what I'm saying? I think it inspiring. It might help some people.
Let's go. I'm here for it. I'm about to let you go. I got to get out of here. But you did, when you said that you want to show your life, I was like, man, because you know we love reality TV. I mean, essentially kind of Goo Goo Colors and ZZ Kids TV. It's kind of reality TV for kids, but it's really informative. But I could imagine you guys doing that from your family perspective. But the biggest thing is that you 100% control the narrative. And
That's
we
right.
know that that's the downfall of so many good people out there that do reality TV, but the narrative is controlled by someone else. So, and we hear it all the time that I'm really not, you know, this mean or this spiteful, but they edited me that way. And I do believe there's some truth to that. I do think the camera is reflecting who you are, but edits, just like you know, edits can tell a completely different story. And so I think it is I hope that you guys, as you take that back to your wisdom chamber and decide what you're going to do next, I mean, I hope that's something that we get to see from you guys, especially with you guys showing the real, but also controlling the narrative as well, because that's important. And families like us, man, we need to see that. We need to see it because we still building. So, all right, this is my guest, ladies and gentlemen. This is Zerius Zontay, ZZ Dad, ZZ Kids TV, Goo Goo Colors, Goo Goo Gaga, all of that. They on YouTube. YouTube Kids, they better be on YouTube Kids. You know, but I just want y'all to show my guests some love, man. Y'all see that this conversation could continue to go. I mean, I like when it elevates from a interview to a conversation. And I really don't like to interview people. I love having conversations, and I think you can get lost in conversations, and that's why this is over an hour, and I think I'm gonna drop the whole thing. I don't know, I gotta make it. But it's so relevant. So many people need to hear this. But guys, listen, Zerius, first of all, I want to thank you again, and I appreciate you for doing this. I appreciate you for your candor and your vulnerability during this time, and the advice that you gave as well. So please send my love, and I'm gonna speak on behalf of my family too. Send our love to your family, because we do love the Zontay family. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to Fatherhood is Dope, the podcast. I'm your guy, Aaron McGee. Of course, you can check out the podcast on Apple TV, on Apple Podcasts, probably Apple TV too. And if you are watching on YouTube, then I want to say thank you, and of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel and download. Do all that stuff you do when you find something that you like, screenshot it and send it to your friends. Just continue to show love. We want to continue to amplify the voices of fathers who are doing our part every day. It's been real. Fatherhood is dope. Peace.